Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having an incredible day. To start things off, the headlines for today: after a sluggish start to 2020, and even that I don't believe, Bitcoin has cracked the psychological barrier of $8,000, surging by $500 in the past 24 hours. Actually, a bit more accurately, at the current moment, it surged by about $700 in the past 24 hours. Currently trading at around $8,300 after touching a yearly high of $8,000. This is even so incorrect because as I'm making this video right now, Bitcoin's price is actually also going up. Bitcoin is now up at least 11.8% since the beginning of the year, according to data compiled by Coinbase Market Cap. Here's a little chart right there. Bitcoin's solid performance at the start of the year, along with the network's growing adoption rates and fundamentals, has prognosticators seeing green. Morgan Creek Digital co-founder Jason Williams predicts the asset is on track to set a massive new record by the end of next year. He said Bitcoin's price will be 80K plus by December 2021. Crypto analyst and Bitcoin bull Joe Saz is eyeing an imminent bull run. He said, and I do quote, "So far, a good January. The halvening current should be picking up soon. I'm bullish right now for the next 4 to 6 weeks. Will hopefully set us up for the rest of the bull run to get us to 6 figures." So Bitcoin has been doing incredibly well. Other altcoins here and there are also having their moments, but we are seeing an unlikely surge. I'm not sure if it's simply because it's the beginning of the year. For those of you who have been watching the news, you probably are aware of tensions that are starting to arise around the world. This article's title says, Bitcoin is eyeing 8,800 next amid rising gold and oil prices. We won't go over it in this video, but something happened within the last 24 hours, and it's also believed to be one of the reasons why Bitcoin's price is also spiking. This is a discussion that we've had in the cryptocurrency space before. If Bitcoin would do well in the case of a global economic panic? Question mark. Confusion as to what's going to happen next, and it appears that Bitcoin is reacting in a way where the price is actually going up. 8,800 seems to be the next goal for where Bitcoin is supposed to, could go, maybe is going to actually hit. I am trying not to give any predictions or where things I think could be going. However, we are only 8 days into this year. If the last 8 days and I think 4 days from last year are any indication, we could be possibly seeing a $9,000 Bitcoin before this weekend even hits us. Anyway, this is the major news right now. I'm sure you have as well been experiencing those emails, messages, text messages, SMSs on your phone with people asking you how to buy Bitcoin, where can they get Bitcoin. It's happening to me. I'm sure it's happening to you. I'm sure the discussions are flowing around the house. I'm also in the process of trying to figure out things around my house that I don't need that I can sell. Just because I'm pretty sure you get it. Anyway, without further ado, let us move on. Here's a very good one. And I do quote, Bitcoin as an asset class has proven that mathematical scarcity can support an incredible, exciting asset. This was said by Dante Disparte, vice chairman of Libra, on Tuesday. He said it's not a means of payment. It just isn't. Disparte spoke at the Digital Money Forum at CES, which is the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, making his argument to gadget fans and technology's early adopters. He said, the bottom rung of the ladder of economic mobility is payment access. Disparte said, and so far, he said, crypto isn't cutting it on payments. Disparte said that's why he became interested in what Facebook was building with Libra. The Libra Association is a consortium It's a group of large companies that aim to eventually launch the Libra stablecoin, a centralized coin that is going to be designed by Facebook for billions of people. They're not making it for millions of people. It's actually made because they want to become the world's largest bank. And they say they're doing it for people who do not have access to banking services around the world. Each company involved will run a node. I was just talking to my friend about this as well. He inquired as to exactly what Libra was and what I thought about it. And I told him it is going to be the bane of the world's existence because unlike permissionless open blockchains such as Bitcoin, Litecoin, you know the whole list, Libra, if you want to run a node, which is free on Bitcoin, will cost each company 10 million US dollars to run a node to be able to verify transactions. And they say that this proves its decentralization because it'll be, I think at the moment we have, 23 or 27 companies who have signed on to Libra to pay Facebook $10 million for the chance to be able to validate transactions. That is not open. That is greedy. Libra is trying to solve a complex problem. They said, how do you drive mass adoption? How do you remove insidious levels of friction that basically make it cost prohibitive to give people access to payments? The discussion is going to continue until sometime this summer. It is not going to go away no matter how much we want it to. A lot of people think or thought that Libra was not going to launch. I said, you are mistaken. You have to understand how much energy is being put behind this entire project. They are trying to become the largest bank on the planet. You know how many banks there are? You know how much money banks make? You know how many... I mean, just think of what a bank is. Now imagine you being a social media platform that came out around 2005, and now you are at the helm of becoming the world's largest bank. They're not going to stop, and it's definitely going to continue. The reason I went over this was because I guess it's more of a heads up for everyone. Don't assume because you don't hear about it or you don't see it on the news or you don't, maybe we haven't spoken about it in the last week and a half, that for some reason Libra is just going to poof and go up in smoke. Remember when we had the news that the US, Australia, certain European countries, and I think it was Russia, they were all like, no, we don't want Libra. We don't want it in our country. It's terrible. And then 3 weeks later, the people from Libra said that they were, I believe, it was a number of African countries, South American countries, and I think Southeast Asian countries who they were having discussions with about Libra doings. And they came back with all positive news. This is going to launch, maybe not in the way that people thought it was going to launch. I just think it's kind of weird, and I understand why they're doing it, to say that Bitcoin is not a means of payment. I'll go over this once again for those of you who don't know. Bitcoin is slow. Bitcoin is very slow. However, and I say this in the most honest way, it's a computer program. And what do we know about computers? They can be upgraded. Bitcoin will be upgraded. It may not be upgraded as fast as this guy wants, or maybe she wants, or maybe headless person over here wants, but it's going to happen at some point. Even just the adoption of SegWit. We've seen Bitcoin's transaction costs drop by what I can't do the number in my head. $30 to under $1. And even more so, sometimes you can have Bitcoin transactions that go for 17 cents. Now imagine how far that's going to come in another 2 years, or 3 years, or 5 years, or 10 years. They say what they must to be able to get out there and to convince other people that they need to be surveyed, that they need to be watched, they need to be looked at. And one of the saddest things is that they make sure to say, we're doing it to help people. There are people out there who don't have bank accounts. They need bank accounts and we can supply it to them. Not saying, hey, we're going to back Bitcoin or Litecoin, or XRP, or Ethereum, or any other trustless, permissionless, open blockchain, and we're going to spread those around the world. We're going to integrate those into our systems to make sure that people understand what free money is. But no, of course, Facebook's going to be getting a massive cut. Remember, I told this story a while back where I had a friend who told me that he had, I think at the time it was around $5,000 to put into something. He said, I want to learn how to invest. This was around 2013, 2014. I said, hey, dude, there's always a risk in investing. So what you can do is take half of that and I'll help you put it into Bitcoin. Yeah, I don't know what a Bitcoin is. And I was asking a friend and he said, it's evil, it's this, and it's a government conspiracy. And I said, okay, but what if it isn't? What if it can potentially make you tons of money in the future? He said, no, it's fine. I'll find something. A couple days later, he posted actually on Facebook and wrote that he had made the smartest financial decision of his entire life. He had put all $5,000 into a CD in the bank, a certificate of deposit. And I think he put it in there for 5 to 10 years. I forgot exactly the length of it. And I remember I messaged him and I said, why? He said he went to his bank and they told him this is the way for him to make money when he gets older. This guy's like staring at me because he knows I'm talking bad about Facebook. So I remember asking, I said, what was the interest rate? What was the what? What was the interest rate? How much money are you making per year from this? Oh, hold on. Came back a couple seconds later. He told me, I think the interest rate was, 0.15%. And this is after him boasting that he had made the smartest financial decision of his life on Facebook. And I said, do you know what inflation is? Inflate what? And I explained to him what inflation was and that the current rate of inflation is usually around 2%. So every single year for the next 5 to 10 years, he will be losing money as opposed to actually getting anything of actual value in his account. He told me that he had to go, and that conversation was kind of over because I assume he realized what was going on. The entire point being is that he did this because people in the bank told him that this was a good decision for him. That by him giving them his money for the next 5 years for them to invest to be able to make extra money off of it, him getting pennies was totally worth it. This is the exact entire thing that Facebook is doing. This is going to launch. I don't know how to make this even clearer. I'm going to move on. Don't worry. It's more like a, what's the saying? If it looks like a duck, sounds like a duck, it's probably a duck. That's what my family says anyway. They're trying to launch this as a means of helping other people around the world. People already have tools to be able to help themselves. It's just that greed usually gets in the way, and instead of using Bitcoin or some other coin, they decided to create their own. Why would you create your own when we already have an answer for what you're trying to solve? And without further ado, for those of you not looking at the screen, there's a guy on the screen with his hands folded, and he's staring directly at me, judging everything I just said. Let's move on. Next up, Capital Markets Board of Turkey has plans to regulate crypto transactions according to local sources. Capital Markets Board of Turkey, or the CMB, the regulatory body overseeing securities markets in the country, is developing a guideline to observe, audit, and regulate crypto markets in the country. This was reported by major Turkish media outlet Hürriyet on the 4th of January. Public authorities in Turkey have concerns regarding the protection of investors in crypto markets. The government entrusted CMB with the development of a regulatory framework for crypto markets, according to the report. Per the request from the government, CMB plans to ramp up its efforts and audit and regulate crypto markets in Turkey within this year. Stressing Turkey's potential in both crypto and blockchain, financial expert and Cointelegraph Turkey contributor Erkan Oz explained that Capital Markets Board legal structure would accelerate the growth of the local crypto ecosystem. He said, I guess CMB would also protect investor rights, which would bring many more investors to crypto projects, he said. Here's an article right here for those of you not looking at the screen. This is from the 17th of November of last year. I also found a couple of them from 2017 and 2018. The entire point is they kind of all read the exact same. This one says Turkey's unprecedented or unexpected rise to the top of global crypto adopters. For those of you who don't know, I believe it was sometime in 2018, when I had that entire discussion. I saw something on the news where people from Dubai, from here, from there, were all going to Turkey. Why were they going to Turkey? Because Turkey's currency was I dare not say hyperinflating. It was inflating by a lot, rapidly, month after month, and people had started to realize not only was it a great place to buy stuff because things were a lot cheaper, people there also were like, hey, our money's losing value, and Turkey became one of the one of the top 10 places on this planet where people had started to stash their money into cryptocurrencies. This also goes back to the entire discussion that we've had before. Every single time in 2018, 17, 16, 15, and parts of 2019, governments came forward and said cryptocurrencies are no threat to the government. Cryptocurrencies are no threat to the monetary system. I'm slamming my hand on my table. Cryptocurrencies are no threat to this, to that, the who, the what, and so and so. But now crypto's a threat because when they went over the numbers for the last couple of years and they realized that money wasn't going into their stocks, into their bonds, into their mutual funds, into their real estate markets, it was going into little old cryptocurrency, something that they couldn't really see or that they couldn't really control because it's relatively easy for people to legally, might I add, put their money into the cryptocurrency space. And governments don't like this. I saw this article, or rather about this topic. It was written very differently from what I just read, and it kind of was a more truthful way of saying it. Pretty much what's happening is whenever we see that, where is it? The protection of investors. Whenever we see those words, or KMC, AML, ABC, it always comes down to the exact same thing. They don't know what's going on. They want to know what's going on. Why haven't they figured out a long time ago to see what's going on? And now they're going to figure it out right now. The good part is, this will indeed allow more rich people to gobble up more cryptocurrencies and let the rich get richer. Not really a good thing if you heard the irony in my voice. The other part of it is that with more restrictions comes more control, and more control comes more integration, and more integration comes situations like what Libra was just saying, how it's better for everyone. We're making it so that payments are a lot easier and more trackable and more traceable. We want to know what you buy, when you bought it, how you bought it, who you bought it for, and where it's being sent to, and why you got your money, and where you got your money from, and where you're sending your money. It's all about control, and the countries who are, in my opinion, trying to or will be controlling the most have realized that capital was flowing out of their paper money and was going into the digital world. So the long and short of it is, the crypto revolution sounds tacky. The crypto blank will continue, and there's nothing that can really be done about it except for unplugging the entire internet. However, I think by the end of this year, we should have every major country regulatory cryptocurrency rules, or whatever they kind of want to call it. Here's the actual source of the article right here. I do not read Turkish, but for those of you who do, here it is right here. Let's move on. Next up, Coinbase Pro has released a new Android app on Tuesday, granting professional investors using the exchange access to high-speed trades and other activities. Product manager Linda Tse wrote in a blog post that Coinbase Pro customers in more than 100 countries could use 50 different trading pairs with this new Android app, released some 3 months ago after the company first launched an iOS app. Both apps offer deposit and withdrawal services, and the mobile trading experience provided by the app offers the functionality of our desktop platform. Yay! I think it was Binance who did this a couple of days ago as well. Now it's Coinbase. Everyone is releasing their iOS, Android apps. Coinbase did it for their normal thing, did it for Pro. Binance did it, I think, for, was it Binance US that was just launched as an app? I think it was Binance US. And then I think it was Binance Jersey, that just got the additional Euro Fiat trading pairs. Woo! Here's the actual blog post for it right here. It says Coinbase Pro mobile app is now available for Android, for those of you who have been looking to trade on the go. And to kind of finish things off, according to a recent announcement by one of the world's largest crypto exchanges, Binance, its US dollar-backed stablecoin was just approved by the New York State Department of Financial Services. One of the world's largest crypto exchanges by trading volume, Binance, has been making headlines on a regular basis for the last 3 years. The exchanges being the topic. Oh, yeah, here we go. Of countless reports once again the other day, the 6th of January, after his recent announcement that its stablecoin was just approved by the NYDFS. That's about it. That is as far as it goes. For those of you who know or don't know, it is extremely difficult to open up anything in the New York State. Doesn't make any sense. In New York State, simply because of their bit license, and we've heard news reports before that the New York State Department of Financial Services is apparently quite difficult to deal with. So the fact that they got their stable, I mean, it's an odd world where you have to get things that would otherwise be seen as, I want to use the word decentralized, approved by someone else for usage. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm making sure I stay focused. The entire point is Binance's coin, the something Boost, BUSD. I'm saying it the way that people want me to say. I definitely want to say it the other way. Has received NYDFS approval. Yay. As always, sorry for screaming. A very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. They are Shoop Shoop Diddy Wop Hummer Hummer Wang Dang Bank Me a Cake, Arf Medic 17, Anytime Fitness Monk's Corner Staff, Ting Tang Walla Walla Bing Bang, Semi Boucha, Bodie McBoatface, Yes to Crypto, Miller Hitch Test Every Day and Cal Skips Leg Day, Minting Coins, Jeremy Fox, Jim Gardner, Anthony Charles, Nick Mangialavori, Paxis, Krypton Beer Shipmate, Vlad the Impaler, Richie Rich the Third, Nick Kanaya, Setsuna, Damien, Nicholas, One Earth, One Piece, One Love, Cryptopolis, Crypto Artist, Cold D3D, Strange Radio Central, Mechanic, Meluizi, Adobo, Bankroll Network, Crypto Joe, 242 to the World, Wise Night Owl, Jared Schneider, Triple MNJ, Woody and Daisy, Brady Niels, Master Ventures in Thailand, Mohameroni, Adam Graysick, Todd Mullis, Barebones Mining, A Bibliophobia, The Animal Reader, John Sarson, Mr. Pickles, Nostromo, and Professor Wally from Gunbot University. Thank you all very, very much for your support. At the moment, for those of you not looking at the screen, Bitcoin is currently at $8,334. It's up 5.88%. You may notice something. For those of you looking at the screen, you may see certain things in red. Not talking about XRP, which is down currently by 1%. The Satoshi prices of these coins, I was watching it before. I was actually looking, I have nothing better to do with my life. I was looking at the actual Satoshi value of certain coins, like as time was going on, and I saw them tumbling, going down. I think Bitcoin hit 8450. There's always a bit of a retractment. You see it over here. It always goes up and then goes back down, goes up and then kind of goes back down. I think something big is, I think we're going to see a major movement relatively soon. This has been consistent for the past about 2 weeks, where the price has been doing very well. You also see other coins also moving up, but as number one is still number one, it remains number one on the topics, and I think it will dictate what ends up happening over the next month, over the next 23 days. If we can see Bitcoin's price pass by 9,000 by the end of this week, and by the end of next week start flirting with $10,000 and then pass by it, I think that's going to cause a very rapid spike in all coins. Two things I think are going to happen. Bear with me. I think we will see the entire market go completely insane, start moving upward. Bitcoin will try to hit back around 12,000, maybe 14,000, give or take some numbers. Or Bitcoin will skyrocket and the other altcoins will start to falter and fall back down as people start pumping Bitcoin. Only two options. I don't see altcoins going sideways as Bitcoin pumps. And I don't see... I think, yeah. We'll see. 8,300 right now. We'll see exactly where the rest of the week takes us. We'll see exactly what news could potentially be influencing all of this. However, that is definitely going to do it for this video. This has been 8 days into the year, and it's already incredibly fascinating. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope that you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all, every single one of you, once again for watching and or listening. Don't FOMO into the market. And I don't mean that as financial advice. It's more like if you planned on getting into the market, don't wait until 10,000. Thank you all once again for watching and listening. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.